Hello, my name is Andrew York, and I love to weld in my free time. Welding is a very complex process that involves joining two pieces of metal together, and it requires a lot of mathematical and mechanical knowledge in order to be done efficiently. Welding can be boiled into three different main types of welding. The first is stick welding, the second is MIG welding, and the third is TIG welding. I'll begin with stick welding. Stick welding is the most basic form of welding, and it is easier to do than every other kind. But it does require precision and accuracy to do it correctly. Stick welding requires a piece of weldable material known as an electrode, and it is attached to either a welding machine or a battery, and a person strikes off an arc which creates this small beam of light, it looks like, without a mask, which joins two pieces of metal together or creates new material on a singular piece of parent metal. Now, the pro of stick welding is that it's very reliable and it can be done in nearly any weather condition, as opposed to MIG or TIG welding because of their use of gases. But it also has a negative, and that is it's very expensive because a single electrode can cost anywhere from 50 cents to $2, and you can go through one in nearly a minute. Now, the next type of welding is known as MIG welding. MIG welding is done when a long piece of thin wire is passed through a welding machine which energizes it. And this energized piece of metal is shot through something called a welding gun, and pretty much it lays down this material over the parent metal that is a lot more durable in most cases than a stick welding electrode. But it's also kind of harder to do than stick welding, but it's also cheaper. Now, the third type of welding is known as TIG welding, and it's kind of an intermediate between stick and MIG welding. It is used with a piece of tungsten that is used to arc off the parent metal, and several feet of copper wire are fed into it in order to create the bond that the other welding forms create. Now, TIG welding is very precise, and it takes a lot of precision and accuracy to use. But this is what they use when they create vehicles and lawnmowers, golf carts, anything that looks very precise that is welded. Now, TIG welding also has the negative, and it's probably the most expensive kind of welding, because tungsten is a rare earth material, and it's hard to acquire unless you weld professionally. Now, the next thing to know about welding is that it's very dangerous. You require several pieces of safety equipment to weld safely. First of all, you're going to want to use a welding hood. Now, a welding hood is what you see in movies or TV shows when people are welding, and it's pretty much just a black piece of material, or it can be any color, with a tinted lens that filters out harmful UV rays. Without a welding mask, you get sparks all over your face, which hurts really bad, or in your eyes, which can blind you, or your eyes can even be burnt by the UV rays. But you also require gloves to weld, because if you don't use gloves, your hands will be burnt to a crisp, and burnt flesh doesn't smell too good, so you want to use those. And then also, you want to wear boots or some sort of leather shoes, because if you get sparks on your shoes, they're liable to literally explode in flames. And having flaming shoes isn't fun, I would know. So, welding is a very useful process in pretty much any form of construction. Automotive people use it, engineers use it, even on engineering, there are several different types of engineering that use it. This can include aeronautical, automotive, as I said, civil, where they weld bridges and everything. And overall, welding is very key to the modern economy.